pay or something. Not sure, yeah, no. My father has told me that the freaking YouTube audio isn't great whenever I do this, but, and of course I have the worst lighting. But today is KYBALION, Hermetic philosophy, 3 initiates, Centennial edition. I'm gonna start reading online as I'm coming to for my bipolar psychotic break, and you know, people are like, "Oh, don't tell people that, or put it on your YouTube," or like, but it's like, I mean, data mining wise, people can, anyone could get any information ever at any point ever. So like, there are no secrets. Like, I'm not like worried someone's gonna find my address because like, oh okay, like then they come to my address, then what? Like they're gonna steal my stuff. Like, okay, I have a bunch of stuff that could be sold for like 20, 40 bucks each, but like, you're gonna put them on eBay and ship them and stuff. Anyway, here I am ranting about people in the scenario stealing my things. So as you see, not something ain't quite right with this boy, and I'm telling you so you know, brother. But alas, must let you know, we are on let us see. We're on chapter 8, the planes of correspondence, page 71. So I was just going live just for shits and giggles. So if you want to go live, or I'm sorry, if you're actually interested in the KYBALION and interested in me reading You Said KYBALION like audiobook, then I will let you know that right now. This is the contents. Okay, so absorb that. You have the introduction to the Centenary edition. The introduction. 1 is the Hermetic philosophy. 2 is the 7 Hermetic principles. 3 is mental transmutation. 4 is the all. Chapter 5 is the mental universe. Chapter 6 is the divine paradox. Chapter 7 is the all in all. Chapter 8 is the plane of correspondence, which is where we're at now. Afterwards, hope to get to 9, vibration. 10, polarity. 11, rhythm. 12, causation. 13, gender. 14, hermetic visions. Axioms. Oh man, axioms. My gosh, axioms. Reading backwards. Mirror. And about the author. So all my A's all of a sudden look like V's. Regardless, this introductory to the Centenary edition is pretty hilarious to include on there because it's just, it basically spends like 11 pages like just literally shitting on the KYBALION. Like I say literally, but I mean, like, if they were in front of, if the KYBALION was in front of them, they definitely would have shit on it. Because, like, boy, do they talk it down. Anyway, KYBALION Centenary edition. Chapter 8, the planes of correspondence. People probably aren't going to be sent this because, why? Because my description bad? No. What? Highlight saved to your channel is unlisted video? That's strange. Lighting on? Fuck, I don't really know what this shit is. Okay. It's when videos you need to start a highlight. Okay, so now I'm gonna start reading chapter 8 in the KYBALION Hermetic philosophy by the three initiates from 1908. This is chapter 8, the planes of correspondence. As above, so below. As below, so above. It's a quote from the KYBALION, but I don't really think you're allowed to do that. Quote, the book you're reading within the book, this is another external KYBALION, or it's saying this quote is from right here, right now. It's not. These are obvious axioms that apply to everything. If you are going to start the video, and just want to listen to me read and not rant, it starts at 7 minutes. We are going to make a flag a point that it start reading at 7 minutes. Chapter 8. Chapter 8, the planes of correspondence. The great second Hermetic principle embodies the truth that there is a harmony, agreement, and correspondence between the several planes of manifestation, life, and being. The truth is a truth because all that is included in the universe emanates from the same source. And the same laws, principles, and characteristics apply to each unit or combination of units of activity, as each manifests its own phenomena upon its own plane. So, for the purpose of convenience and thought and study, the Hermetic philosophy considers that the universe may be divided into 3 great classes of phenomena, known as the 3 great planes, namely, 1, the great physical plane, 2, the great mental plane, and 3, the great spiritual plane. These divisions are more or less artificial and arbitrary, as I say. All borders are. For the truth is that all of the 3 divisions are but ascending degrees of the great scale of life. The lowest point of which is undifferentiated matter, and the highest point is that of spirit. And moreover, the different planes shade into each other so that no hard and fast division may be made between the higher phenomena of the physical and the lower of the mental anyway, or between the higher of the mental and the lower of the physical. In short, the 3 great planes may be regarded as 3 great groups of degrees of life manifestation. While the purposes of this little book do not allow us to enter into an extended discussion of or explanation of subject of these different planes, still, we think it well to give a general description of the same at this point. So, oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. So, what I want to say is these divisions are more or less artificial and arbitrary. The truth is that all 3 of the divisions are but ascending degrees of this great scale of life, the lowest point of which is undifferentiated matter, and the highest point, that of spirit. So moreover, moreover, what am I saying? These divisions are more or less artificial and arbitrary, for the truth is that all 3 divisions are but ascending degrees of the great scale of life, lowest point of which is undifferentiated matter, and the highest point is that of spirit. And moreover, the different planes shade into each other so that no hard and fast division may be made between the higher phenomena of the physical and the lower of the mental, or between the higher of the mental and the lower of the physical. In short, the 3 great planes may be regarded as great groups of degrees of life manifestation. While the purposes of this little book do not allow us to enter into an extended discussion of or explanation of the subject of these different planes, still we think it well to give a general description of the same at this point. So, no viewers yet? So at the beginning, we may well consider the question so often asked by the neophyte who desires to be informed regarding the meaning of the word plane, P-L-A-N-E, which term has been very freely used and very poorly explained in many recent works on the subject of occultism. The question is generally about as follows. Is a plane a place having dimensions? Or is it merely a condition or state? The answer, no, not a place nor ordinary dimension of space, and yet more than a state or condition. It may be considered a state or condition, and yet the state or condition is a degree of dimension in a scale subject to measurement. Well, somewhat paradoxical, is it not? But let's examine the matter. A dimension, is a measure in a straight line relating to measure, etc. The ordinary dimensions of space are length, breadth, or width, and height, or perhaps length, breadth, or width, height, thickness, or circumference. But there is another dimension of created things, or measure in a straight line, known to occultists and to scientists as well, although the latter have not yet applied the term dimension to it. And this new dimension, which, by the way, is the much speculated about fourth dimension, is a standard used in determining the degrees or planes. So really, anyway, all of this is just to say, I'm letting you know. The fourth dimension may be called the dimension of vibration. So, this dimension of vibration is a fact well known to modern science as well as to the Hermetists who have embodied the truth in the third Hermetic principle that everything in motion, everything is in motion. Everything vibrates. Nothing is at rest. From the highest manifestation to the lowest, everything and all things vibrate. So, I want to let you know. I want to let you know. I want to let you know that. Boop. I love knocking that all the way up there. I want to let you know that it is time, you see. So the fourth dimension may be called the dimension of vibration. It is a well-known fact of modern science, as well as the Hermetists who embodied the truth in their third Hermetic principle, that everything is in motion, everything vibrates, and nothing is at rest. This we know. From the highest manifestation to the lowest, everything and all things vibrate. Not only do they vibrate at different rates of motion, but in different directions and in a different manner. The degrees of the rate of vibrations constitute the degrees of measurement on the scale of vibrations. In other words, the degrees of the fourth dimensions. And these degrees form what occultists call the planes. And the higher the degree of vibration, the higher the plane, and the higher the manifestation of life occupying that plane. So that while a plane is not a place, not yet a state or condition, yet it possesses qualities common to both. So, we shall have more to say regarding the subject of the scale of vibrations in our next lessons, in which we shall consider the Hermetic principle of vibration. So real quick, I guess I should adjust stuff because I talked about YouTube and now literally it's not being spread to anyone. So can I edit my description or something right now? Oh, someone's actually here. Great. Now I'll continue reading. So, I'm reading right now chapter 8 in the Planes of Correspondence, or chapter 8 in the KYBALION, Hermetic Philosophy. Okay, fine. Don't. Okay, so you'll kindly remember, however, that the three great planes are not actual divisions of the phenomena of the universe, but only arbitrary terms used by the Hermetics in order to aid in the thought and study of the various degrees and forms of universal activity in life. So, the atom of matter, the human force, the mind of man, and the being of the archangel are all but degrees of one scale are all fundamentally the same. The difference between solely a matter of degree and rate of vibration. All are creations of the all and have their existence solely within the infinite mind of the all. That's what I have been saying for a lot of time. So I'm going to pace until really someone wants to show up and listen, I guess. What are we doing here? Right? What are you really doing here? Are you here to listen to literally the reasons why we're alive as human beings? Or are you here to watch bipolar bisexual millennial crash out on YouTube Live? Because you could do either and both at the same time, and both are equally as valid. Because I'm letting you know, as you are letting me know. Kindly remember, as I say, the Hermetics subdivide each of the 3 great planes into 7 minor planes, and each of these lives are also subdivided into 7 subplanes, all divisions being more or less arbitrary, shading into each other and adopting merely for convenience of scientific study and thought. I mean, really, exactly, there are no such things as borders. Literally, a border is created, a definition is created, so I can describe it to you, my guy. Literally, so I can explain it to you. That's not actual knowledge. That's just me conveying this thought to you. That's what I'm saying. So, the great physical plane and its 7 minor planes. I'm reading this as 21 planes, basically. The great physical plane and 7 minor planes is that division of the phenomena of the universe in which includes all that relates to physics or material things, forces, and manifestations. It includes all forms of that which we call matter and all forms of that which we call energy or force. But you must remember that the Hermetic philosophy does not recognize matter as a thing in itself, or having a separate existence even in the mind of the all. The teachings are that matter is but a form of energy, that is, energy at a lower rate of vibration of a certain kind. And accordingly, the Hermetics classify matter under the head of energy and give it to 3 of the 7 minor planes of the great physical plane. These 7 minor physical planes are as follows. Check it out, guys. Seems we have so there's the great physical plane, 1. 2 is the great mental plane, and 3 is the great spiritual plane, right? So now we're talking about 1, the great physical plane. Broken up, if you want to, again, further subdivide. You can always further subdivide it if you want, but like to understand it more. But if you understand, there's no need for division any further. I mean, once you understand there's no need for division, it's community integration. These 7 minor physical planes are as follows. 1, the principle of matter. Sorry, wait. Now the plane. Duh. 1, the plane of matter, A. B. 2, the plane of matter, B. 3, the plane of matter, C. 4, the plane of ethereal substance. Seems to be a boundary level between the 2, as in when a piano repeats an octave boundary point. Then 5 is the plane of energy, A. 6 is the plane of energy, B. And 7 is the plane of energy, C. So I don't know what to do, because I'm actually going to stop this. If you are interested in actually listening to what I have to say about what geniuses throughout history have to say. Not me. Don't take my word for it. I'm going to start a new video because no one's watching because I said the stuff about Google and so it's not pushing. But I'll say that stuff later. I don't care. If you like this, literally check out the video that I post after this. Okay? Thanks.